Ladies and gentlemen, the Good Paddock audio and video experience.
So your brain thinks you're hungry.
All you do is not eat.
Get in my belly!
You'll never get laid! You fat bastard! You'll never get laid!
Welcome to the Good Paddock, a podcast for the big fellas. Join me as I embark on a 30-kilogram weight loss journey with the help of special guests ranging from health professionals, psychologists, nutritionalists, and most importantly, other big fellas. Welcome aboard. All right, well, here we are, Good Paddock episode number 10, and we are in all kinds of a pickle right here. So just to explain what I'm doing today, I'm doing a video. I'm going to put it on YouTube or wherever. It's not – and I thought to myself, right, I need to do two things. I need to make a video that's going to explain what the hell the Good Paddock is for the video audience, I guess, that haven't seen it before. And also I need to make an episode after being away, but not away, absent, if you like, for a few weeks, to then explain where we are in the whole journey, the whole weight loss battle journey. And then I thought, well, hang on, it's going to be a similar thing. If I get on here and talk to you, the visual, about what the whole project is all about, then I'll be able to link up to where we're at now, because it's going to be completely different to when I first got on and said, right, this is my plan, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to let you know where it's gone right and where it's gone wrong. All right, so weight loss, I guess, is the main thing. Let's face it. You can call it a million different things, men's health, our journey or whatever, but in the end, big fellas, big fat men like myself have this journey that they are on. And yes, okay, some will go, well, I'm happy here, I'm 120 kilos, it's where I want to be. Some people are happy at 90, 100, you've got your happy place. But either way, you're on that journey. If you've been more than that before, then it's in the back of your head. You know you're on that journey all the time. That's all. It's always part of your life. And all you scrawny people out there, if you're listening or watching, well, you're probably on the same journey at a different scale where there might not be as chronic health effects that are coming into play. All right, so where we're at, well, let me go to the point of the whole thing. So this is me just having an honest podcast series where I have guests on that also on a weight loss journey, or have been on one, or plan on going one, or somewhere along that. So they come in and everyone shares their stories. Just let everyone know, like the whole world, they tell you that there's a massive obesity epidemic in the world, and then there's nothing communicating to us. If we're the majority of the people that are overweight and struggling with it are the majority, yet all the media and everything are all communicating to the I call you guys the scrawny people, but to the normals or the people that don't have a weight loss issue. So it's a bit unbalanced. So we're trying to create a situation where, like a sanctuary, a place where we can talk openly about this sort of stuff and let everyone know that we're all struggling in the same way. You're not the only one who just doesn't understand why you just ended up eating 1.5 pizzas, even though you've spent the whole day stressing about your weight and when you're going to start and all these type of things. So what I did was I started the show openly, and so, I got on the scales for a start. There's lots of arguments about whether you should use scales or not, but I started the show, got some great guests in, and which was a bit of an eye-opener for me, because asking guests to be on a podcast is one thing. Like, I do a fatherhood podcast called Hang On To Your Hat, and that is really quite easy, because someone's a dad and you go, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? They go, yeah. Or they go, I'd love to, but I'm too scared, or whatever. But of course, there's something you want to have a talk about. Whereas I've discovered that it's a lot different asking people to, well, number one, the awkwardness of going, hey, you're a big fat bastard. Do you want to come on my show? Or, and they know, everyone knows that there's this journey, but it's not something that's often talked about, I don't think, between big men, because of all the years of shaming and being really told how to sort yourself out by people that haven't had that dealings, right? It's like someone coming straight out of university and telling an old heroin addict exactly what the solution is to their problems. Well, don't take heroin for a start. Right, so just don't eat the cheesecake is the answer. So started that program and just brought up, I had my guests at the end of each show give me one little task, and my idea, my homemade fad diet, is to start a podcast and to have one tiny little habit changing task that each of my guests would give me, hopefully small and manageable, that I would at least experience. And it quickly added up to sort of 8 or 9 of these things in a row. And just to run through them quickly, should I use memory or should I just pause? And no, I'll just jump up. I'll just bring it up. It'll make a funny little glowing thing off my glasses, but we can live with that. Okay, so I'll bring it up. Bob's one was quite memorable, because Bob just, all he said was fill this bottle, and I can show you this time. Fill this bottle at the start of the day and make sure you drink it by the end of the day. Now, that went well, and it got me into that habit, and of course I would have, and people don't realise how quickly you can people like me who haven't got a good habit, a good series of ingestion habits, if you like, can actually go for a day without drinking any water at all. So that worked really well, and now I feel it all the time, and I think that's just 100% resolved that issue. All right, so I've actually gone to the wrong website here while I'm stalling now. So that went well. The next one, Apple Podcasts. All I need is my own show, for God's sake. All right, here we go. So I'll go in order. So welcome aboard. I started by giving myself the 16-8 diet, right? So I've gone 16-8, and that went really well because that's easy. In fact, what I found was nearly every big guy I spoke to is doing that. I've seen a few little guys who are on a journey to go from 80 to 75 kilos. They get on the 5-2 and they smash it, and it does really well. But the big guys seem to favour the 16-8 because I think it's easy to do. But if you don't maintain it, like I've just found myself in the last week just kind of drifting off and having maybe a toasted sandwich in the morning here and there, and having a reason for it. Oh, it's because I've had the chronic hay fever, or it's because I've got work to do. So there's all these little reasons that I've found. And, partly is that because I haven't done an episode for 3 weeks and I don't have to face you. I don't have to look down the barrel and face you and then say, I wouldn't call it shaming, but say, all right, that goes on the fail department. Whereas 16-8 I've been carrying along with the drinking the water as the residual successes, if small, still something. So Bob was first episode with the water boy thing. Josh Jansen, this was a good one because we just did this experiment where we started a Instagram account, and we just put pictures up of everything we ate and drank, which is, obviously not a sustainable thing to do forever. But it used our obsession with social media, and it was fun to do, and it really did help open your eyes as to absolutely every single thing you consume over a period. So that was a great one. It wasn't technically part of the program, which I was hoping to add tiny little things each time, but it, I guess it leaves a residue of sort of thinking, now if I had to take a picture of this and put it on the internet, what would I feel like? Right. So that was Josh's one, which is great. Phil Beattie, absolute legend, has had gastric bypass surgery and some, really big weight loss journey. That's for sure. He gave me the job of planning my snacks. And this is where I found, along with another one a bit later on from Mike Dunbar, who gave me the task of planning a couple of meals a week and shopping for it. Bam. These two together have shown me that that is probably, and if I had to make up a statistic, I'd say 90% of where I go wrong with health and stuff like that. It's just absolute, like it's putting things off and a lack of commitment and a laziness, not laziness to jump up and do things when I need to, but laziness in the mind to actually go, all right, let's do that right now. I've done it, and both those tasks gave me the experience of going and doing it and going and have laid a little bit of a foundation of how easy it is and how better it is when you want to have a snack and you can have a delicious snack. I don't think it had to be all that healthy in the rules. You just had to plan for it and shop for it rather than just go, oh my God, I'm hungry. It's like being a brand new baby. Wah, I'm hungry. Off to the cafe for some fucking greasy dim sims or something like that. So you could call that a fail because I haven't managed to do it much. I have done it a bit. But you could call it a success because I'm narrowing in on my own weaknesses and accepting them for what they are. Because I'm not a 5 bars of chocolate guy. I'm greedy, all right, to the point of lack of dignity at events and stuff like that, but I'm not a sugar fiend or a greasy food fiend or anything like that. I'm just greedy, and I'm not prepared. So I always have to take the unhealthy option every single time. All right, so that's the big discovery so far on this kind of catch-up thing. Next, what was the other one? Then I had a week off, and I had Mike on, which was great, and Task. I had Dan Gregg on from Lip Media, and he gave me, and I was terrified, he gave me exercise to do, right? In the meantime, I'd given myself the job of not doing more or less steps, but having a look. Just having a look at how many steps I did every day. And I even struggled to do that, which is ridiculous because if you look at my phone stats, I probably look at Instagram for 3 hours a day and YouTube for an hour a day. And my only task to keep me alive, for God's sake, my own health and longevity, all I had to do was open up and just look at how many steps I did every day. Sure, it'll tell you how many I did last week, But my idea was to look at it at the end of the day and get an idea while I had a memory of what that day held and what that day involved, and pinpoint where the steps were and where, just really sort of start getting more of awareness on movements and stuff like that. So Dan, he gave me the job of, I might even have some video I can cut in here.
5 seconds.
Breath.
And done.
Oh,
On
Jesus.
for your breather. Next exercise, reverse lunges. Going to give you a quick side view. We're going to alternate reverse lunges.
He gave me the job of doing a 10-minute beginners HIIT workout, HIIT, and I did it. Like I've done it a few times. The difference is I haven't done it on Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and Friday morning like I'm supposed to. All right, I've probably done it about a third or even less than what I'm supposed to, but it's still there. And the thing I want to avoid is going, all right, now I'm supposed to do my tax, and I've got this, work stress, and I've got this stress, and I should do this, and we missed an episode of the other podcast, and am I adding just 8 more fucking things 8 more failures or 8 more things that I've got to do to my schedule? Or have I added 8 simple opportunities to feel like I'm moving forward really easily? So if you think about it that way, if I've set up a situation where it's easy to move forward and I fail that, then it's like, oh my God, now you've done it. You've played the bottom. You've lost to the bottom team, sort of thing. So it's a bit of pressure there, and it's not time pressure. I could have done it. I could stop now and do it right now, couldn't I? And now we're starting to get to the absolute nitty gritty of what makes us tick. And I don't have the answers. So future, sorry to new people on the video category, but I don't have the answers. I just plan on having more guests as I get them, and listening to their stories and pick off some answers for myself there. As far as weight goes, I am 0.1 of a kilo different to what I was 3 weeks ago. So in a world where you feel like you've blown out from your diet or, gone off the rails, normally you'd be 1 or 2 kilos more than what you were. But so I'm, I've got to take a positive out of that. So the short-term plan is to try and shout out to anyone who's out there with a weight loss journey, or they've watched their parents go through one, or their children go through one. Anyone who I'd like to have some chats with people who don't understand it, not so that I can explain, but so that we can really get into their heads of the difference between understanding what makes you just do something that is bad for you, and you don't want to do, and it's going to make you feel very, very bad later on, like all the addictions. So there's the catch up for the video, and it's not really much of a promo video, so maybe I'll do a little other one to put first to explain it. So the Good Paddock is the podcast project to share, for big guys to share on their weight loss journeys, no matter how long that journey is. And like I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter if that journey goes badly, or you get heavier or down. It's about the journey and everything you learn on the way. And let's all do our best and stick together, fellas. All right, let's do it.